Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, May 20th, 2013. This morning at about 5:50 a.m. Eastern Time, there was a substantial earthquake off the coast of Chile. It was a 6.8 quake. It struck about 370 miles from the city of Puerto Quilon. No tsunami warning has been issued, no indication yet of any damage or injuries. Of course, Chile is the site of a 2010 quake, which was an 8.8 that killed about 550 people and destroyed 220,000 homes. Again, no reports of any damage. In the United States, the same cannot be said when another line of heavy weather and thunderstorms and tornadoes cruised across Oklahoma, Kansas, and Iowa last night, leveling neighborhoods and sending frightened residents scurrying for shelter. At least one person has been killed, over 20 has been injured. Victims and emergency responders may not get much of a reprieve, as the Weather Service is predicting similar weather for Monday over much of the same area. This has been expected now. Insurance Insider is reporting that Tom Bolt, Lloyd's Performance Management Director, has warned the chief executive officers and other senior executives of Lloyd's syndicates of the compliance requirements that they will have to face if they enter into arrangements that replicate the controversial Aon Berkshire Hathaway sidecar deal. Of course, Berkshire Hathaway and Aon have made an agreement that would see Berkshire offer a 7.5% line on retail business where Lloyd's insurer was participating. There's been a lot of uproar about this in the industry because people are saying that in fact what's happening is it's a blind underwriting situation where Berkshire is committing their paper without bothering to have to do the underwriting or set the prices, relying exclusively on Lloyd's market. The May 17th communique from Bolt has not yet been seen. It's not been publicized. However, Insurance Insider is reporting it, and we will try to find it. Friday afternoon, there was a significant train crash north of New York City in Connecticut. Affected about 2,000 feet of track and overhead wires, and it's going to affect about 30,000 commuters for the next several weeks. Apparently what happened is on Metro North, at least 700 people are on board two trains Friday evening when one heading east from New York City's Grand Central Terminal to New Haven, Connecticut, derailed just outside the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. That train, in fact, then was hit by another train heading west from New Haven down into New York. 9 people remained hospitalized as of this morning, one in critical condition. The walls or sides were torn off both trains. The TV footage indicate that it really was quite a catastrophe. It's a miracle that nobody has been killed. The National Transportation Safety Board is on site. They're looking at the brakes, the performance of both trains, and the condition of the tracks, as well as the crew performance. Metropolitan Transit Authority operates the Metro North Railroad. It's the second largest commuter railroad in the country. There was a large explosion this morning at a factory in China in Jiangxi City. The factory manufactured apparently explosives. 12 people have been killed, about 22 are still missing. The South China Morning Post is reporting that debris was thrown about 600 feet into the air. According to the website of the company, let's get the name of the company. We don't have the name of the company, unfortunately. The company apparently, according to its website, produces about 10,000 tons of industrial explosives annually. So it's assumed that the explosion had something to do with that product. Speaking of China, severe weather in the southern part of the country has left 55 people dead and affected over 1.5 million. This is heavy rains in Guangdong province. 19 people are still missing. The heavy rains started to affect Fujian province as well. Fujian saw about 8 inches of rain, which is approximately the amount that's expected in an entire month. That came in one afternoon. The torrential downpours are causing rivers to burst their banks. The rains are vitally important to farmers, but receiving exactly the right amount of rain is critical. Too much rain can lead to flooding, and too little rain can lead to famine. However, this seems to be something that is in the former category. As the hurricane season is approaching, third-party catastrophe modelers are upgrading their offerings. They're offering risk managers and insurers a greater array of data and more control over the assumptions that underpin those CAT models' predictions. According to Bill Keogh, who was formerly the president of EquiCat and now works for Tiger Risk, he said the trend is that the models are becoming more open and more accessible. Modeling companies seem to be more willing to share more details about how they came up with their assumptions behind some of the really important assumptions that drive results. Alan Calder from Aspen Insurance said, from the customer point of view, there certainly is awareness that numbers coming out of the models are not necessarily all of the answer. There have been too many surprises and different issues people have, and they've now become aware that they need ability to get inside the black box and customize parts of it. The modeling companies have for years been offering black box solutions wherein you feed data in and data comes out as customized by the modeling companies offering predictions as to the accuracy and levels of frequency of catastrophes. Companies such as insurers and reinsurers have been desperate to try to get inside the black box so they can tailor the results specifically to the lines of business and to the amount of reinsurance and insurance they actually write. Modeling companies have been reluctant to give this proprietary information out, but now the clamor from the consumers has become such that they have to do this. Hurricane Sandy and the storm surge that was largely unmodeled, or if modeled at all, inadequately so, was the capper in trying to produce this result for clients. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll